Okay. So next would be intrusive memories, which I just have to talk about because this is what fucking drives me crazy. This is what, when I am having I am going to call it an episode, okay? Because I still have flare-ups of how my trauma and my PTSD affects me. And if I'm pushed in those moments, I do regress in a moment. I will become a batshit crazy fucking screaming. I did it the other night and I was really upset with myself. But I will become a defensive. I will eat your face. I am a fucking psycho bitch from hell. I, again, not liking the word psycho. I'm just saying. But like, I will come unglued, okay? And a lot of times it is due to intrusive memories. Because when something triggers me and it's intrusive, like when I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm thinking about something, like something wakes me up out of my sleep because I'm remembering something that occurred. And in my case, the worst part is, this is the irony of it. My intrusive memories are good memories. They're good memories. I will be bombarded intrusively with things that made me feel really, really good and that I thought were something that they weren't. So that's what makes it so bad for me, is that I will remember. I had a flashback to Fredericksburg the other day. I totally forgot I even went to Fredericksburg with him. And I had a literal flashback where it that is an intrusive memory where I'm like sitting there and I'm thinking about how I felt in the moment and I can feel it. So now I've got a flashback and I've got, first the intrusive memory comes in where I, boom, think about it. Then the flashback occurs where I'm, boom, now feeling about it. And now I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, flag on the plate. I got to make sure I'm ready to handle this. And then I have to like try to go through it without it absolutely wrecking emotionally. And I mean, like, that's why I would have those bouts where I would, because I don't know if you've noticed, IG. I mean, poor Power King probably doesn't get a chance because I'm such a fucking psycho these days. Again, with that word, but I'm just saying, like, I'm actually better now. I'm a lot more myself now than I have been in a long time. But like, you know, it's like where you like, where it changes my whole demeanor. Like, I have one of those intrusive memories, which is why I also want to get rid of the things. That's why we're going to go burn sweatshirts. We're going to throw fucking jewelry and we're gonna do things to get rid of my trauma, because I don't want to run into it where it strikes me off guard until I am even stronger to deal with it. Because let's face it, I just went through one of the worst relationships of my life. I have never, in everything I've been through, dead mom, abusive dad, freaking, I literally was beat by my boyfriend before my marriage. And this last year has been the most emotionally mind fucking abusive situation I have ever fucking had to recover from in my life. And I am absolutely dead set on learning what I can from it, focusing on my mental health so that I do my best to understand that I have complex post-traumatic stress disorder. I am going to do whatever I can to fix each one of these little things that we're going through on these lists to the best of my ability. Hope that I can control them the ways that I can, and never again attract somebody or allow somebody in my atmosphere, if I can help it, that is going to leave me with these kind of symptomatic reactions afterwards. And that is apparently, I guess that's what scares me. I don't know if I can do that, because my whole life has been, after being raised by a narcissist and heavily abused and experiencing the assault that I did when I was a toddler, basically a toddler, and going through all of that shit, and then still working with mental health professionals to try to maintain my own mental clarity and try to keep myself above ground and try to heal and not perpetuate the cycle of trauma or abuse or anything, and learn that the ways that I look in the mirror and be like, wow, chickadee, you fucked up on this. You see, here it is in a textbook, and that is not how you act. Fix that shit. And doing all of that, that is my biggest thing. But when it comes to intrusive memories, for me at this point, it is literally boiling down to the fact that I have wrapped my head around the fact that it was all fake, that I was being used. It was definitely a narcissistic fucking relationship. I mean, by all accounts. Now, if I were wrong, because I don't want to label, because I'm not a mental health professional, but the behavioral reactions and the behaviors that were exhibited towards me, the lack of communication or the forms of communication, the reactions, the gaslighting, like all the symptoms we've talked about, okay? Those things, I am not an idiot. I know they're bad. I know, I know. But when I'm hit with the intrusive memories, it is the moments that I literally never felt closer to somebody in my life, because it was like, for the first time ever, I felt like I was understood. The first time ever, I felt like I was truly appreciated. Not realizing it was all just an act to lower my sense of security and be able to take better advantage of me. And I think that is the biggest hang up that a lot of people are going to have when they're dealing with these kind of situations, is that you come out on the other side and you're like, but I did this, but I did that. And you're trying to figure out what's wrong with you. It ain't you. That's what's wrong. It's them. I mean, if you're actively trying to help yourself and you're trying to understand and you're making adjustments and you understand you're owning your everybody's got issues. You're owning your issues. You're working on them. You're trying to grow and change. Then I got news for you. It's not you. It is definitely a them problem. And not everybody's strong enough to make those kind of changes. Not everybody wants to look in the mirror and be like, holy shit, I'm a shit. And now this is what I'm going to do about it. So a lot of people like to get defensive and be like, oh, well, you did this. Well, oh my God, what is that? That's not gaslighting. I don't even know what kind of symptom that is, but that's one of the deflection. Oh, I hated that. Like where I turn around and try in my healthiest manner to bring up a situation and be like, when you behave this way or when you exhibit this action, this is how I feel. Or I feel this way when you do this. And then it was like more like I was giving them a playbook. So do that more if you really want to make me fucked up.
Don't get more fucked up though. That's not a...
Yeah, but that's sarcasm. But that's sarcasm. But that's what it feels like I would do, because how many times would I turn around and try to have a healthy, proper communication, owning my own shit and saying, this is this, and then it was like I was literally like just opening a door to be like, I just gave you another key to how to fucking do the undoing of me so you can really make me get broken down to nothing and make me like, I have never allowed anybody to make me question myself the way I made this fucking quote unquote friend. You know what, friends like that, I don't need enemies. All right. So in the next video, we're going to move down to just a list of very, ones that don't require so much damn talking by me. Imagine that there's something out there that's like that. I don't know. Does it exist? I was really expecting a quote from Power Cane there.